Hello everybody, this is Paul Pona. I'm super excited to share with you, as you can see on my screen right there, VideoExpress version 3.0. So firstly, without any further delay, I'm going to show you exactly the overview of every single feature that we've added in. And then I'm going to do a step-by-step, more detailed breakdown of every feature because I want to make this exciting and go straight to the point. So without any further delay, let me show you the key features of VideoExpress version 3 and you can get started right away. So let me share my screen here. First thing I'm going to show you is the image to video consistent character cinematic videos with lip sync like this.
Create big budget films of yourself while sitting in your pajamas at home.
Just drop the image that you want for the consistent character, enter the image prompt that you want to generate, click on the create image. Once the image is created, you just say who the actor is, what do you want him to say. Here is create big budget films of yourself while sitting in your pajamas at home. Click create, boom, done. You can even create consistent character videos with multiple characters talking. Like you can see here, actor 1 and then actor 2, and then generate an image out of it like this. And then you can turn this into a cinematic film like this.
We need affordable AI for everyone.
Corporations have to make a profit for their investors.
VideoExpress version 3 is built for customers, not your greedy investors.
Now let's generate the other scene. So I've uploaded the same character here, as you can see here on my screen right now. And then basically we're gonna give this prompt in here. So in this case, I want him to basically be in front of like a desert storm, that sort of thing. You know, you can do it. We also have automatic enhance prompt here, as you can see right here. And that will enhance it too if you want to. Okay, you can select it or not. I already have the enhance prompt here, so I can just click create image. So now what it'll do is it'll start generating it. So what we did is we give you 2 variations of the image, and it's super fast too. You see, it's real time. I'll show you how it's going to generate so super fast. We give you 2 to pick the best one, because sometimes what happens is maybe one of them, the hands or legs are too small or too big or whatever, right? Now you see here, it is 16 by 9. As you can see here, again, 16 by 9. You can do that. Or if you want to change it, you can do it with landscape 16 by 9. And right now it was vertical 9 by 16, as you see here, right? So let's do that to landscape right now. And just, again, do the same thing. You'll put the same image, and now, because you changed it, you can now click create image again. And it's going to generate 2 images. It just takes like a few seconds to generate them. And you can see which one you like from them. You know, like I like this one, or I like the other one. Up to you. You can pick like this one or this one, right? See here in this, there's like a lot of sand on his face. If you see here, maybe if I don't like that, I can pick, you know, like this one. Because we're doing cinematic, sometimes, you know, too much action might cause some weird fingers, hands, or something like that in some cases. That's why we give you 2, so that you can pick the best one, basically, okay? All right, so I like this one better, right? Now you just give it a video prompt, right? And this is what I'll give it right now. All you have to do is, you have 2 choices here, by the way. You can do lip sync HD video like so, and then you can basically create it, and you can say, right, who is the actor if it's 2 people. So in this case, it's just actor 1 is the man holding the microphone in the desert, let's say. Basically, it's just in this case, only 1. So what does he say? He says, with VideoExpress, you can create action scenes like this in seconds. That's all he says. And then click create. Boom. So that's basically speaking style. The other option you have, which you can do as well, is, for example, while that is being created, I'll show you. The other example is like you can uncheck the lip sync HD, and you can say, the man says, with VideoExpress, you can create unlimited action scenes and videos like this, or something like that, right? Even that works. The reason why we give you both is in the case of lip sync HD, it just gives you more granular control on what you can achieve, for example, right? And again, we can use the same image, and let's just generate the other image example that I showed you in that video. In that video, there was another image, which was basically where you could create somebody skydiving or something like that, right? So I'll just use that. So in this case, the same man is plummeting through the open air. He now wears a red baseball cap or whatever. What if we want to do blue baseball cap, or wears, let's say, for example, a Mexican hat, right? And whatever, right? Or you can even say like a summer hat or whatever. Doesn't matter, okay? So you can even do that, right? And then let's just do that and then click generate. And again, you can enhance the prompt if you want, or you can just click generate image. Let's see here. And let me show you while this is getting done, this image is getting done, I'll show you something cool. You can actually even see at the right, my video got generated just now here on the top that I did. So you see this right here, you see? And then I can give it the other title. So we can say something like here, right? The man says. You can even say the man says, or even go to that lip sync HD, which could be a little bit simpler for some people than this prompting. Both work just fine, okay? The man says, amazing, isn't it? This is what VideoExpress version 3 can do in seconds, or something like that, right? And then click create. So let me show you, while this is getting created, the other video. Let me show you here. There we go. We have that.
With VideoExpress, you create action scenes like this in seconds.
See that, right? And you have control over it, like granular level control over the length in terms of this. You can do up to 12 seconds right now that we can go to. And then, of course, you can bring it to the timeline like so, like this one. We have another one like this. You see, you can bring it all together like so, right? And merge it into a bigger length video. It's pretty awesome. All right, now, the other thing I want to do, I want to show you is if we go back here again from create from prompt, you do consistent character. There we go. We have the character. Make sure it's a portrait shot. The way I do it is I'll upload my own photo or some other photo, and I'll make sure that it is always a portrait close-up shot. Otherwise, I will have facial details, right? So you can click on an image like this. So no matter what, even if it's a long shot image you upload, make sure that the image that you're giving as the reference image for the consistent character here is basically a close-up shot, okay? And now I'm going to give it the other image that we had where he's sitting in front of the sofa. Let's do that. And at the same time, while this is being created, I'll also do the other image as well that we had, if you recall, where is in the car as well, right? Driving the car, that sort of thing. Like this, I'm like, the man says, create big budget films from home in your hoodie, if you want, whatever. All right, doesn't matter. And then you can just click create. You can also do lip sync HD video. Again, same logic. Actor one is the man sitting on the sofa, and then you can say basically the same thing, create big budget films using your keyboard or something if you want. Okay, I'm just typing whatever I wanted to say, right? That's the idea. And then again, you have the vertical if you want. Then you have also you see here the car and stuff like that, right? You get the point. You can play around with it. If you don't like this, you can do the obviously 16:9 like so, and you can create. So the idea is that you can create so many of these variations and you get the kind of output that you desire. And then once it's done, like what you see right now, you can actually drag and drop every single one of them into the timeline. Pretty cool, right? So you can drag and drop these as well. So the man is driving. As you can see here, I can even say the man says anything you can visualize, you can create with VideoExpress V3 version 3, let's say, okay, just to be clear. All right, so now create. So now that video is as well going to be created, right? And this is how the lip sync part works. You see this? Check this out. Pretty crazy if you think about it, right? You can do the same thing with 3D cartoon images like this, where you can convert them with two, in this case, dogs talking. And as you can see here, it says, bro, I'm telling you, the mailman is not your enemy. And then you can type in what they need to speak. And then you just go in and click create video. Let me show you how this looks like.
Bro, I'm telling you, the mailman is not your enemy. He brings treats sometimes.
No, you don't get it. He comes every day. Same time. That's suspicious. I bark because I care.
The cool thing is, because this is image to video, right? You can actually upload the same image, right? And then continue that conversation throughout. So for example, I can take this exact image, I uploaded it, I can say reuse the same image again here. And then basically I can effectively create the image like so. Now what happens is once this image gets created, right, again you have a choice between vertical and landscape. I'll do even vertical, and then I'll also put 3D here, which I just kind of forgot. The thing I wanted to mention here real quick is if you see here carefully, there is the aspect of if you will see, when I did it realistic, it did realistic. Did you see? Which is also cool because that's the style changer, which is automatic. You know, before there was no style thing, and now it's kind of automatic, right? How it can do it. So basically that's the idea, you see. And now if you want cartoon again, you see this cartoon version got created again. So now you can pick this and you can say again, lip sync video, click create. And then you can say who is the actor 1, who is the actor 2. So if I say actor 1 is the golden retriever, actor 2 is the I believe this is a pug, is the black pug, right? And then you can say actor 1, it's like, dude, right? This is what actor 1, I am so excited to show you VideoExpress version 3. And then you can say here, I know, right? You can even do comedy that you can even do comedy, right? Or whatever. And we do all the length and all the adjustments. You will see a total character. We limit that to make sure the sync is perfect. If you want a little bit more granularity, you can do in the other step, right? And then you can do this way. So this is what we perfected. We've done that lip sync extremely, extremely well. And we thought through the whole thing to make it as powerful as possible for cases like this. And the beauty here is that it allows you to really take your image to video to the next level. And of course, the other beautiful part is the aspect of customizations that you have. You see, you have, all these other elements here where enhance prompt, and you have the ability where you can do narration, and also, of course, the text to video thing, which I'll get to in just a second. So all in all, pretty powerful, right? And I'll get to step by step some of these elements so you can get a better idea as we go along. You can even create consistent character videos for 3D, realistic, animals, objects with an input image and with sound effects. So I put a dinosaur image in, I made it breathe fire, and then I just type in my prompt here that it just goes in, it breathes fire, and then it goes to sleep, and then create video. This is how it looks like. You can also make professional narrative style videos with cinematic short films with a consistent character, where I put this 3D gentleman here, it was a watchmaker, then I prompted to have him having a side-facing shot with a candle beside him. Then I gave a video prompt and what I wanted him to do, for example, the actions, and then I picked on the narration video right here, where you can then choose that and then put in what text-to-speech or audio you want to use, and then you click on it, import speech, and whatever I typed in here will be spoken as a background narration audio. And click narration video, and you're done. Let's see how that looks like.
With the rise of modern-day technologies, the ancient wisdom of watchmaking was slowly dying, and with it, extreme attention to detail and quality also died.
You can also do advanced timestamp based prompting, where you can cut to multiple scenes and detail them like so, where I can just paste in the text to video where I tell it from 0 to 3 seconds, do this, from 5 seconds to 8 seconds, do this, where the counter edge with the kitchen floor dropping away like a cliff. Then I say from 8 to 10 seconds, where in the point of view style here that this runner is basically going away from a fire hydrant and slides under the arc of water, and you go super detailed. And then you can just click on create video. Let me show you how that looks like. can use our smart edit, outpainting, inpainting features to remove elements from the image, stretch the image, shrink the image, and that sort of thing. So in this particular case, I have the candle in the image. I told the actual instruction to remove the candle and it got removed from the image. And then you can even turn this into a realistic photo or a realistic photo into a cartoon style photo. For example, I can say, make the man into a realistic portrait photo, and then I'm going to select human, and then I'll show you create image, and here you go. It generated me a realistic portrait of that same 3D cartoon style watchmaker. Through prompting, you can do zoom, pan, cinematic rotation, glitch effects, and everything you can imagine, including different styles like claymation, 2D, anime, 3D style, and even where, because of the timestamps based editing you can do, you have granular control on how you want the scene to actually come out, which is going to give you a lot of control. And once you're happy with what you see, you can pick landscape or portrait and just drag and drop the scenes into the timeline editor like so, and create beautiful cinematic films that you can export and publish anywhere you desire. Now let me get back to my screen and kind of show you some granular things we've done more in a slower pace format. I wanted to make the first, few minutes exciting because people always say, hey, get to the point. So I wanted to show you the most exciting features, and I'll go to the granular stuff right now as well so that you can get a better understanding of how each of these features work, because it's super exciting for me to share it with you. So let's do that right now. Let me get back to my camera here. All right, cool. So let me adjust this thing a little bit so you can kind of see me a little bit, not as zoomed in. All right, cool. All right, so just a couple of things. So while I share my screen real quick, one of the questions that came in, which I wanted to address, see, it's good to be live like this, right? So one of the questions was languages, right? So this one, can it speak English or other languages as well? So we've tested it in other languages. It did work. So I cannot say every language in the world, but it does work, the lip sync with other languages as well. So let me share my screen here real quick, and I'll show you an example. I'll actually allow you to hear it as well, because sometimes it's better to hear it than see it, kind of thing. I'll kind of mute myself, I guess, also, so you can, so this is the preview video, right? So what you can do, so let's assume you want to create, right? So like you want to do, it's the same logic, right? You're going to go pick the consistent character or whatever, and you can do this lip sync HD video style that you have right here. Same logic. Let me actually pull it up here real quick. 1 second. Yeah, so here, the same logic applies. Where you need a consistent character and all that kind of stuff, which we had told you. The only difference is like in the section where you come and type in the video prompt is where you're going to prompt it to do in Spanish. Okay, so as an example, I'll show you. I have this example. Let me pull that up in my videos here. So this one.
Hola, hermano, te digo, VideoExpress es la mejor aplicación del mundo.
So there, right? And the way I did that, if you go back, is basically under the lip sync video, I just said this. See, I use the same image like you see here, and then under the lip sync HD video, I click create video and I put in here. Okay, see this. Hola hermano, te digo, VideoExpress es la mejor aplicación del mundo, right? So that's the idea. So we tested it with other languages as well. The only thing is, again, let us know in our support team if something is off or something like that. But the idea is that the actor 1 script, actor 2 script is the easiest way to do it. The other one I'll get to in just a second that gives you a little bit more granular control is more the advanced mode. I'll get to that in just a sec as well. That is, once you get a hang of this, you can start using that, all right? This one will give you a little bit more control where, like, if I type in, right, like too much, it will kind of give it in red and stop you, because what we did is you can do clips up to 12 seconds long and it auto adjusts it. So sometimes, what happens is, like, as an example, if the video, and we do that automatically to ensure the quality. So for example, if the text is too long, right? Like in this particular video, if you see, if the text is too long for speech, they're going to stare at each other for like ever, or it's going to crop suddenly, right? Which is a big problem, like, for example. So that is the reason why we've kind of simplified it in the automatic mode. But for both text to video, if you go here, let me pull it up actually, there's going to be a mode that looks like this called the advanced mode. Here, you have a little bit more granular control, okay? Here you can do kind of timestamp based stuff. You can do all kinds of cool things, right? So for example, I'll get to that part, which is in here, this part right here in the advanced mode, you can actually kind of do some really, really cool things, okay? And yeah, absolutely. 2 actors in lip sync and 1 game change, yes. So here in the advanced mode, you can do like crazy things. So for example, one of the crazy things could be, I have it, pull it up right here. I can paste this whole thing with these 2 doggies talking, right? See this right here, golden retriever says, and then he brings the treat sometimes, and the bulldog sits, ears rotated towards co-host listening. The retriever closes his mouth and says, no, 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 you don't get it. He comes every day, the mailman, blah, 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 right? And you can do it this way in the advanced mode. The other way you can do it, which I'll show you as well, this is a text video, right? So the other way you can do it is, you can even do timeline-based stuff. Now, this is a little bit advanced, okay? Again, I'll train you folks as time goes on this, obviously. But the way you would do with this is basically like this, in a nutshell. Let's say, I'll show you this real quick, okay? So you would do maybe like something like this. You see this? Where you have, you see this, right? From 0 to 3 seconds, point of view, steep stairwell, the front wheel pushes over. Then point of view, left across tiny landing, then 5 seconds. You can do this granular timestamp based stuff. We also have like, the prompt enhancer stuff in the simple, because nobody, if you don't know how to do this, or you need to use ChatGPT or something like that to do it manually, we have that advanced mode for the people. Once you get a hang of it, you can use it. I personally like it because I've been using this app for a while now myself for testing and all that, right? So that's one option, okay, just as an example. And the other one is, if you go into the simple, we kind of simplified it a little bit, as you can see, right? Now, the same thing, if I go into the advanced mode and I did automatically enhance my prompt, our system will auto enhance this prompt, right? To make it compatible with our own AI generation system. And you can do manual length adjustment as well if you want to do, like you see here, but that's optional, up to you, okay, if you want to do manual or not. The reason why sometimes may not be the right approach is let us do automatic syncing and adjustments and stuff like that. So if you click create, I'll show you of this one. By the way, let's just discuss what this is. This is a cyclist first person handlebar and stuff, right? So this is the output. Now let me show you this in a way, in a higher quality, if I can show you how that looks like, because I just generated it while I was talking. Let's go to here. So this is how it's going to look like. You see? So as you can see here, right? So that's the idea. So it can do all this stuff automatically, like this. See this? So there's a bicycle going around, and doing some crazy stuff. All right, you get the point. So that's the idea. I would recommend for this really high level things like this. Let me actually, I think some of you couldn't see my screen that well. Yeah, but anyway, so what I would suggest is to do vertical for this stuff, because vertical gives a lot more fidelity based on my testing for like this advanced prompting stuff. It's just because, you have to understand, right? AI for this kind of stuff is mostly short videos on TikTok, Instagram and stuff that does really well. So that's why when you're trying to push it to the limit, the best stuff is going to be text to video and vertical like this one, okay? For physics and some of the things that we want to achieve. All right. So that is the other one I wanted to mention in terms of like what we did in terms of the advanced mode and some stuff like that. The other thing, if you noticed carefully, under the create from prompt, and I'll show you real time. If you go to use consistent character and reference photo, I'll just pull up some stuff that we've created recently, right? The point is like, if you see carefully here under this, you can always put 2 people in one scene. You don't have to do them individually, right? Like for example, like if I want to put both of these folks, I can do that. And I can make a consistent character shot based upon both of them. You don't have to have, for example, like say person 1 here and then person 2 here, that kind of stuff. Just not kind of the old way of doing it, I guess, right? If you think about it, right? So that's the other way to do it. So like, for example, if you go back to the exact same logic, I'll show you an example so that it's not the exact same stuff every time. But like you can pick for example, let's see here, something interesting. Let's put, so let's see. All right, yeah. So I have these two folks, let's say, right? Like these two, right? There looks like something like they're doing some interesting things. So whatever, they're in like the forest here, right? So I can say the two men are now trying to go to the ocean and pick up a hidden coin treasure map or something, right? Or just a hidden treasure map or something, right? And I'm going to do automatic prompt because, again, I'm not like a smart person in terms of this prompting stuff, especially live. I mean, it's more harder in front of you. I look like a fool sometimes. All right. So then I will do that and I'll just generate the thing and it will automatically enhance it and generate it. And the idea is, you know, you don't have to be a prompting genius to be able to do this stuff, right? You can kind of do it, and it does this. You see a wider landscape view, blah, blah, blah. The older man holds unrolled, the younger man stands. It does all that thinking for you, right? And because of all this thinking, sometimes if you ever see like a message that pops up saying, hey, try again, we couldn't enhance or something, just try again, okay? The reason is it does a lot of the stuff behind the scenes. Sometimes, right, the thinking breaks, so just don't worry about it, just try it again. So you see this, we got this consistent character stuff, and now again, you can do the same process. The other cool thing, same logic is we can do 3D style now, and then I can say a 3D style image, right? And then I can try this. I mean, let's see if it works or not. I have not tried this, to be honest. But I can do automatic enhance prompt too, by the way, because again, this is another one where I'm not that perfect at this stuff. So again, now what it's going to do is stylize it, right? So you got a realistic person. Now it can do it into 3D style and that sort of thing. Okay. That's the basic idea of stylization. Before, if you remember, we used to have like stylization elements separately, correct? Now you can basically put that as a part of it and within the application itself, you know, like you see this right here, right? Stylization occurs like this. Now, the other thing we did, which is pretty cool, if you see here carefully, is the smart edit, right? So we kind of merged a lot of the stuff. Before, you know, you'd have like multiple things and multiple features and stuff. Everything is part of Smart Edit now for the images, right? So, for example, if I put 3D style and I go to reference photo, and then I go to, let's say, you know, my images, and then I'll pick like some image, let's say here. Let me pull up something here real quick. All right, let's see here. It's good to see so much being used here. All right, so let's say this is the image, right? So if you notice carefully, in this image, we have this candle here, and the gentleman is picking up, right? So what you could do is just kind of tell it, what do you want here, right? Like, what do you want? I wanted the candle gone, let's say, or I want to replace the candle with something else. Replace the candle with an ancient lamp, right? And then you can basically enhance the prompt, obviously, here. And then you can basically do replace, remove, all that kind of stuff on the fly with this stuff, right? It gives you a little bit more granular control in what you can achieve in terms of that flexibility elements here of that image. And of course, if you see here in the reference image number 2, it's basically optional, right? So that is the reason why, because you can do 2 images and merge them together, or you can put both in the same image and kind of do edits. Like you see this right here, right? What happened here? We added the lamp. It used to be, if you see here, a candle in the bottom, right? So basically, that's what we kind of did. Pretty cool, if you think about it. All right, so granular control. So now what you could do is you can click on the save button, right, on the top, and then you can save this image, and now you can reuse it for your image to video stuff. And by the way, we did something really cool as well. So if you go to create video from prompt, and you do consistent character image, and I go back to the image I just saved, I can actually say reuse the same image, right? And then I'm going to put 3D here because it's a 3D style, and then click create. So then what it's going to do is it's going to basically reuse the exact same image if I want to use it. Now, why we make it go through this AI system again is because of aspect ratios. A lot of times, right, people put images that are different aspect ratios, and then they're like, oh, I want it vertical, oh, I want it 16:9 to be compatible with YouTube and stuff, and they kind of make a mess of it, right? So that is the reason why we make it run through it, but it's the same logic, ultimately. And you can have, obviously, you see here, I did this right here, it'll save it as vertical now. And if I want landscape, I'll make it run through landscape again. You see, pretty straightforward, right? So pretty powerful, as you can imagine, what you can achieve here. And the idea is once you're happy, you can merge them all together once the video is done. So the other one that I wanted to mention is the narration style video that you'll see as an option here. If you remember, I shared that with you. Well, let me actually show you the image that got generated. You see this, right? So now it's the same image got recreated, but it's in perfect aspect ratio and stuff. And here's the thing, okay? And I see some questions, I'll get to them in just a sec, but I want you to understand something here, all right? It's like this stuff that I just shared with you, to put it in perspective, what we do is 1080p HD quality, okay? Now, this I want to mention here real quick, all right? Because this is important. One of the things that I've been trying to tell folks is understand that this was the most hardest update we've ever made in terms of everything, all things said and done. Because if you notice with the AI hype, everybody started charging credits, tokens, new updates cost more money, right? And all that other stuff, right? And so what I wanted to kind of do, and thank you for the support, by the way, guys, thank you so much, all right? So anyway, like check this out, right? I'll show you something for reference, for context, okay? Because some people are asking, where do I get VideoExpress? You can get it in this link, VideoExpress.ai, okay? It's a one-time payment, and this update is for free, even if people got it 2 years ago. Version 2 was free, version 3 is free as well, right? Which is very hard to do, by the way. It's almost impossible, but we did it through sheer determination and hard work, which I'll get to right now, what's happening, right? For comparison, So if you see here, I'll go back to here. So some of the new applications, which I would say are the closest to, I'd say VideoExpress. I'd say Seedance is slightly better today because it just got released like a month ago, and we've been working on VideoExpress 3 for a while now. So it'll get better eventually, right? Obviously. So now you see this, right? 720p, right? Video for Seedance image to video, 720p. So meaning it's not even 1080p, which we do natively, right? 1080p. It's gonna be 30 cents per second. Okay, 30 cents per second, and it's also going to be based on output length or whatever. So in other words, if you're going to do 10 seconds, it's $3, right? And if you're going to do, and if you don't like that 10 seconds, right, you want to regenerate, more $3, right? And if you're going to do, let's say, a minute video, that's about 60 seconds, and that could lead to at least $25 to $50 for that one usable so-called video, because same issues, right? You're going to put some speaking and maybe it got cut off halfway because they don't have that smart adjustment thing that we put in, right? And the other one I would say is pretty, I'd say we're equal to is VO3 right now, image to video and text to video. Let's see how much this thing costs. It costs, as you can see here, a 5-second video at 1080p. So this one is 1080p. Okay, good. $2, right? With audio on, which is audio is lip sync or audio is background noise, whatever, right? So 5-second clip is $2. So that means a 10-second clip. Meaning, in other words, if I go back and I show you the stuff, so some of the things that you saw, right, like this one right here, which is about 10 seconds long, or any one of these, like you see how many we are creating right now, right? All these we are creating. These 10-second video would have cost you $4, and you can create as many, right? And check this out, okay? Watch this, okay? I'll just show you this real quick. So just to put it in context, okay? We are the only company left which is actually doing free updates right now. We are the only company left right now which is actually saying, hey, whether you got it a year ago, a year and a half ago, or whatever, you still get in for a one-time payment. And here's the thing, this is not enough for them either. These, what can I say, greedy companies, right? You have to do it for their shareholders, right? So they started doing something called priority processing recently. So what that means, in other words, is if you were to generate, right, like you go into VideoExpress and you come in here and you see how like you can come in here and you can put consistent character and you can be like, boom, 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 right? You can start generating a bunch of stuff. Like you can go click here, click 3D, and you can say, the man is now holding an antique watch, right? And then you click, let's say generate. And then you did vertical here, right? Which, I mean, maybe that's not your goal. Accidentally you hit vertical like I did here. Now you want to change it to horizontal, right? You come in here and then you just click on this right here, right? And then you click on generate, right? And so what this is what's called parallel generation. Okay, what that means, in other words, is what we've done is for the people in when you go to VideoExpress.ai, right, you'll see two plans, right? One is the all access and one's the basic. For the all access folks, we've basically allowed you to do this parallel generation. Now with VO3 or let's say Seed Dance from ByteDance and all these other folks, they're being smart here. What they're saying is, hey, you can only generate one at a time, meaning you wait. In the chat window or in the application, you wait. That could take you 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, doesn't matter depending on how many people are using it or whatever. If you want priority, you pay up, all right? Now, here's what happens, okay? I'll give you a perfect example of it. So if you go into the ChatGPT 5.5 right here system, so you can see here, right? Like if you want the priority, it's gonna cost you $12.50 and then $75 for the output, input and output. This is for like just text or code generation or something like that. And basically they changed it. This is effectively double, 150% more expensive. Okay, you see, it's priority processing consumption is treated the same as standard API traffic for rate limits. They've even rate limited it there as well, by the way. So if you actually go in right now, you can check it, by the way. You can actually go in. Let me go Google it. GPT API pricing, right? So if you do that and then you do priority pricing, you can search it right now. You'll see what I'm talking about. This priority processing crap, right? Which is kind of frustrating, but see, $12.50, 75. Pay attention to the number. We come back here, GPT 5.5, $5 input, $30 output, right? If you want priority, meaning you want it stuff faster, $12.50, $75. So more than 150% more. You might say, well, just OpenAI, well, right? No, this is Gemini from Google, right? So-called Google, one of the richest companies in the world. Same thing. If you do image generation with their system or even video, by the way, video is worse. Image generation, you see here, paid here, like if you can see here, $2 per image per tokens basically comes to about like something like 25 cents per image. Okay, you see here, right here, it says that, right? 24 cents or something. But pay attention to this number, right? So if you go here carefully to priority queue, again, this priority queue thing, check this out, come back here, $3.60. So what started off as $2 becomes $3.60. Output, what started as $21.60 becomes, let's say $12 becomes 21, and 120 for the images, they're saying, becomes 216. So 120, 216, right? Almost double, right? This is the reality, okay? We are fighting against this stuff, folks, okay? And it's really hard to do what we are trying to do. Now, that means that when we try to do something, we do it the best way possible to the best of our ability, and also focusing on specific features that we feel will do the best, right? Like for example, you come back here, the idea of like automatic enhancing of the prompt, the idea of like separating the narration style video so that it makes your life easier, where you can come in into the narration style video now and you can use the clone voice integration, you can use text to speech, you can use voice recording and stuff. So that what happens instead of lip sync, it's narrating it, like documentary style where you can narrate stuff. We've thought through all this stuff because it's a use case based system, right? And you can hone in on the actual specific value that we can provide to you, where we can be world class. And the only way we can do that is we don't do coding. We don't do like, where we're doing like some kind of, for example, you've seen this, right? Where it's 3D Blender generation or something like that. Meaning we are not all over the place, right? If you remember, even with all this, like OpenAI shut down Sora, right? Like you can Google it right now. I mean, it'll show you. So let's go to Google. So you can say OpenAI shuts down Sora, right? There you go. So they're shutting it down April 26, 2026. And they're going to discontinue their AI video generation stuff completely, right? Why? It's not profitable enough for them. And because it's expensive. Text is easy to generate. Images, videos cost a lot of server resources and everything else. Even with all the money they're raising, even with all the data centers they're buying, all this stuff. And that's what's happening. So I'm going to tell you with confidence, nobody, not only now, but in the future will do what we're doing. And even us will probably raise the price for new customers and stuff like that. For you, we want to give back to you in a big way. And the only way I can do that, the gift we can give you is that. And And this is because distraction, right? They're focused on like 5, 10 different things or 15 different things. And because of that, the resources that they have is all over the place. They're like a jack of all trades and master of none, right? So what we did is actually focus on the lip sync aspect, narration aspect, two people talking, making sure like the consistent character part is good, right? Now, one of the things you can tell me in the chat box, right? One of the things, if you're gonna try to use seed dance, right? Like this particular thing I showed you here, this image to video, they won't allow you to upload a photo. They won't, okay? There are specific restrictions and guardrails that they have. So even if you pay all this money, even if you go back and do all this stuff where you're paying like 30 cents per second or whatever, if you're gonna upload a person, and in many cases, it's gonna come back as, sorry, we cannot generate the video, okay? Why is that the case? Well, that's the reason, right? Like these bigger companies have all these other stuff that they're dealing with, and they want to do it based on like the intelligence of the system where it does everything properly rather than focusing on specific use cases that it can do well, okay? And that's what is happening right now, and that's what we focused on. So you'll notice something here as well, where there we have this stuff, which I'm going to unveil to you a couple other features like this next week, not to overwhelm you. First frame, last frame is one of them. So this is going to be where you give it 2 images and you can dictate what that will do every single time, which we're going to talk about next week. You won't see it in your account because I want to make sure that we don't overwhelm you, because there's some ways you can control this. It's like a more of an advanced feature. I'll get to that next week as well. And the other thing as well that you will notice is we've still kept the old lip sync stuff where you can do up to 5 minutes. So right now, for example, because of the enhancement and the servers we got to run and stuff, you can do up to like, it's automatic, but it can be sometimes 8 seconds, 10 seconds, 12 seconds, whatever, depending on the prompt and the structure and stuff. So here, if you want to do longer length lip sync, you know, like especially in VideoExpress, for those who got talking photos as well, as a bonus, we offered longer lip sync. You can do the old algorithm. It won't be as high quality as this, just being honest here, but you can still use it if for those who want to use the older stuff where you can kind of stretch the video longer. But hey, this newer stuff is good. So we want to take care of you there as well, just in case. And we've also put the old image to video algorithm, which we'll probably remove down the line. But this is where, for example, you like something in the old system that we had in version 2, right? Where you can upload an image and prompt it. Maybe you like something there that you can do here. You can still use that old system. You see this right here. You can select the image and still use it. Eventually, once you get a hang of this new stuff, you might not need it at all. But we just want to, help folks out who might feel, hey, I had some projects that I liked in the old stuff, whatever those might be, I have no clue, that we kept those in for you as well. All right. Now, the other thing as well, along with this first frame, last frame that we will be sharing as well next week, as we slowly roll out these features, is that if you see carefully in the tutorials page right here, okay, we've added in this new tutorials. You have like the quick demo here and also some integration stuff to integrate all applications together and some of these other features as well. So one of the things is that the biggest issue when it comes to 2 people talking, and we trained you here as well, is sometimes, especially when you do language, especially when you go crazy, the voice might slightly change the accent and stuff like that. So by following this step right here, what you can do is kind of like almost like a voice cloning in a way, where you can consistently generate the same voice throughout, okay, using this feature. So in the tutorials page, you'll see it. There's some specific steps you have to follow to do it, especially for 2 people talking. 1 person is easy stuff. 2 people, a little bit, you want to make sure that you can maintain the consistency throughout, right? And we've also added, as you can see here, an option called fix videos. So for example, sometimes when you go into your videos, right, I'll show you, maybe like one of these videos does not have good physics. What physics means is like the bike is going backwards or something, or maybe the person is walking backwards instead of forward. I don't know, based on your prompt, right? So you can right click. And you see there's an option called fix video. So let me actually zoom this in for folks can see it. So let's say you can go this fix video, and you see here it has 2 options. You're gonna have fix quality and you're gonna have fix physics, right? So we've added this in order for you to fix a video without having to do much. Like say, for example, the video has some issues, or so in the case of quality, it will improve the quality, obviously. In the case of physics, it will basically fix like let's say the bike is not moving, right? It's just stalled, even though you wanted it to move. Or for example, like I said, let's say a person is supposed to shake hands or something, and instead they don't, right? They say hi or something. So these two options are available for you where you can fix stuff pretty much, and it'll solve a lot of the issues right there. And if you do not have VideoExpress, you can get it at VideoExpress.ai right now. We will be raising the price because this is very high quality stuff for new people, but all the other older folks who purchased in the past will be grandfathered in, like you are, right? Obviously. And that's the other one. And then you have some other granular stuff, as you can see here, for example, where you can drag it into the timeline. You can download that clip right here if you want to bring it somewhere else. You can check the details here to see how the prompt works. What are all the things that happen in this prompt that we've enhanced for you, like this one. You see the details here. We've added some prompting tricks here, like behind the scenes, so you can check it out, and you can always click on redesign. And the other thing that is quite important I want to mention while we are live here is every single project that you generate has what's called an ID, okay? It is extremely important. When you email our support team, you see that little support tab on the top, right? Like it'll be one of these tabs right here, this one right here. It's extremely important when you're emailing saying, hey, something is wrong or whatever, especially, we don't know people from all around the world are using, so we can't really tell if you're using it in a specific language which you did not test, or you're trying to generate stuff in certain styles that we've not accounted for. It is extremely important that you send us this ID here, okay? So that we can troubleshoot it much easier. So every email that you send, give us the ID. So even, for example, if we go and click on redesign, and then if I say, make the pug appear clearly on the screen, right? Or something like that, let's say, and or something, I don't know, right? Then you click create image, and I was in a rush, I did it this way, right? You're gonna see an ID that pops up. You see this right here, even while it was generating. So if it fails or something, send us this ID. Okay, hey, my image did not come good. Can you please check it? This is what we did, okay? It's gonna allow us to troubleshoot. And the sad part, and you must have noticed this, is all these big companies are like automating customer support with AI now, and they don't even think about all this kind of stuff. It's just kind of silly. So if you don't like anything, it doesn't come out as good or whatever, and you're in a rush, like you see this, I was in a rush. See, this is what I did, right? It just generated the pug. It didn't do this because why? I didn't do consistent character, right? I should have done consistent character. So in cases like this, send us the ID so we know, oh, okay, you didn't do it properly, or maybe it is a genuine bug we didn't account for and stuff, right? So instead, if I wanted the exact same image, I should have saved this image like so, and then I should have used consistent character, just reference photo, gone into wherever this image was, and I should have used those images like anything, right? As with, like I should have used this or whatever, okay? That's the basic idea that I wanted to mention. Now, what are some things that you can do? Because the training doesn't stop here, correct? It's going to continue forward. So some of the things you can do that I'll kind of show you right now, especially when it comes to this text to video, because you might be wondering, hey, I have image to video, what can text to video do? Text to video has a lot more granular control, and it can do some crazy things you can do with it, with prompting and stuff like that, specifically, because not always do you need consistent character. Not always do you need something. You can always create stories where you don't need that, right? So check this out, okay? The stuff you can do with it. I'll show you some viral stuff we've been doing, and that is what we're going to train you, how to do the prompting tricks and stuff like that as time goes on, because there's a brand new update, right? And you should have access to it right now. So let me show you that real quick, some examples, okay? So what happened here? So this is basically text to video prompting, where it was done in a very advanced way using the advanced mode I showed you earlier, right? Where it gave granular stuff of what that character was doing throughout. Same thing, like for example, like you must have seen stuff like claymation styles, which are pretty viral these days and stuff like that, which is what our goal is to kind of help you out with in creating this kind of stuff. Watch this, the other example.
What nobody tells you? Monday is actually the best day. Fresh start, clean slate, 0 emails yet.
So this is what's called claymation style. You can also do like anime like this, again, all through prompting. So you can even do stuff which I didn't share right now because I don't have that many examples. We can keep going on for hours, right? This is another example.
I think the wind is trying to tell us something today. Maybe it's saying we should just stay here a little longer.
Right? And let me show you another example. This is pretty cool. I kind of like this style.
I made you something small today. It's not perfect, but I stitched a little bit of love into every loop.
See, check this out, this part, which is interesting, right? You see that camera zooming style? It looks very subtle, but it's really cool, right? Like I'll play one more time. See how the camera goes inward slightly? This is what cinematic feel does, right? Basically, in a nutshell. This is the kind of basic stuff that you can see here, okay? And then let me show you another example.
Listen, I figured it out. The secret is, you just gotta stop overthinking and start doing.
Or something like this.
Orange juice in the morning is so refreshing.
All right, and let me show you another example here. Because I could be doing hours and hours of this stuff, but just want to kind of show you the creative stuff you can do with this. I mean, we'll go more in depth on this stuff anyways.
I told you I'd be back, and this time I brought enough firepower for both of us!
All right, cool. So you see, right, what all you can do, right, with this stuff. And I'm seeing some comments in here as well. That's awesome and stuff. Yeah. So your ideas are basically where you can bring it to life, right? And we've made it easier with prompting and stuff, but still, it's super powerful what you can achieve. All right, so now let me kind of bring it back and I'll answer a couple of questions. And, just to make this interesting and stuff, I want to make sure that we don't go on and on forever. I want to kind of have you guys and gals use the application as well. A couple of things I wanted to mention here while I add this into the screen here is the idea is, right, you can use your creativity to actually do merging of multiple sequences and stuff and really take it up a notch and take it to the next level. Like, for example, something like this. You see this? You can really do this level animation when you use your creativity.
Oh no.
So you see there, right, what's happening. Each time the camera pans out is a sequence. That's the beauty here. And as we get advanced, this is what you can achieve with it. And it gives you that granular control because you have the timeline editor, right, where you can basically mix and match things and stuff like that and bring it to the next level. So this is the next level stuff we are talking about that you can really do to the next level to do the storytelling and stuff. The idea is that you have to come up with a creative concept. That's where humans are coming into the picture, right? These days, you can't just say like, oh yeah, I just want AI to do everything. You just want to come up with a concept. And that's the only thing that the human is basically bringing to the table right now. That's what we are basically working on as well throughout, right? Basically, right? So now, I want to answer this question as well. Any advanced training to make that video? Yeah, we're going to continue on. So the idea is, right, so if I pull this up, you see, the idea is that we want to make sure you start using this stuff and then, you get the hang of it. Then we can go more advanced because as I told you, right, the timestamp based prompting stuff is very advanced. Like I could pull up, like I have like some prompts that I have, they go really crazy, right? And they can go really, really advanced. And because of that, like even if you go to the stuff I showed you here, right? Like if you go into this tab right here, some of the things that I wanted to show you, right? Like this one right here, you see this? I'll just mute it just so that you don't get scared. There you go, right? So this is pure, text to video. So like, watch this. If I go and I click on details, look at the prompting, right? 0 to 4, this happens. And then 4 to 8 seconds, this happens. And then 8 to 11 seconds, this happens. So it requires a little bit of understanding of how to use it. And that's what we're going to train you as time goes on. But we want to get a hang of it first before you jump into this little bit advanced stuff. But you get the point, right? And that's where we are heading towards as time goes on, and we're going to build on top of it even more, right? There are going to be, obviously, just want to be clear that maybe some things are not perfect right now. You let us know and we can improve, because that's another thing we want to do. Because when we do testing, for example, we will do it with English, or we'll only do it with like specific styles or something. But once you start using your own creativity, you can go crazy with it, right? As an example, like you see all these examples to my right that I've done, for instance, right? And so again, you can drag and drop everything, and then you can kind of export it like pretty much here. And then this is how you can extend the length of the video. And then basically once you're happy with it, you can just go export, and you see right here, resolution, you're going to have HD, full HD, quality, format, which format, and obviously you want to be MP4, and then you give it a name, right? So whatever name you decide to do, and you create it. That's how the merged video will be. Plus, obviously, you have the project, so you can save the project and say like spokesperson style or something, and then you can save it. And then what happens is when you create that project, you can again go back in and basically open that in. That's where the timeline editor comes into play. And also the other thing is like you can crop things, right? Like say, for example, one of the things that happens, I'll show you this example here. So watch this, right? We play it. Yeah, so I'll actually play the audio. You'll see something interesting that happens. That's why we do the timeline editor, right? Watch.
I know, right? You can even do comedy.
There, you see what happened? So once the lip sync finished, there's this lag here, if you notice carefully, like in this section, this area, pretty much, where they're just staring at each other, which is normal, right? So what we want to do in those cases is we want to crop it, right? So you can basically use the editor right now, and you can crop it to make it exciting, right? Simple, basic stuff, right? So like you can go in here and you can basically resize, move, transition in and out. You can do all kinds of cool things. Like I generally click on this cut, and this little section which doesn't do anything, I'll just delete, and I'll lock these other things in to make it more exciting, right? So that way, it ends exactly when they finish speaking and there's not much pause. So that's where the timeline editor really is useful for these little details and granular stuff we wanted you to kind of make it more exciting, because without that, you're relying on AI to do everything. I can tell you, I've tested millions of times, really, to be honest, by this point. It's never going to be by the second perfect every single time, right? So you want to make sure that you have that granular control. That's what we basically do that editing capability as well, if you do, right? And now the other thing as well is the control. See, imagine this, right? And this is what I kind of wanted to explain to people. Sometimes I have to tell it 100 times to get it to some people. Like, imagine this, right? So these platforms, I'll say competing platforms to better say it, at 720p, it's the 30 cents, and at 1080p, whatever, it's $2 for 5 seconds, right? And basically, right, $2 or let's say $4 for 10 seconds. Now, imagine people ask us, right, hey, what if I could just generate like a minute video straight up, right? I just give it a prompt, it generates. Now, if it is a 60-second video and that cost you, let's say, give or take, what will that be? So probably like if it's $4 for 10 seconds, 60 seconds is $25, right? Now, imagine it puts it in the timeline like this, and let's say something was off, right? Like it broke, like this sequence was bad, or this sequence was bad, or something. Like, let's say, for example, here I feel this guy doesn't look exactly like this guy. I want to redo it. Now what's going to happen? You're going to have to spend $25 again because it did the whole sequence, right? And that's where control is beneficial for you, then it hurts you, because nobody has that kind of money. Would you pay $25 and you get the whole thing and it doesn't work, where there's an issue in a few seconds in or something like that, and then you got to pay $25 more, and there's no guarantee next time around it fixed it, right? So This is the reason why granular control like this with editing and stuff is extremely critical these days to give you that output, and you can actually save time and money. Time is more valuable than money, right? To be very clear. So I want to make sure that you understand the value of that flexibility concept as well, right? The other question is this public gallery. So we are going to do it. Like even my videos, everything that I generate, I make sure that I put it in the public gallery. So you should be seeing it in the public gallery. So it gives you some ideas as well, for sure. And you will see that as well, like in that public library section, for example. Yeah, for example, good question. So when you click create and you go to create from prompt, you see this. So it says share this in the public gallery. So even the videos I'm creating, you can see it there, all right, automatically. Okay. I'm currently using a different system. So, but you know, when we move into the other system, we'll merge this stuff in as well, because my account is like a special privilege account kind of thing, right? Like an admin type of thing. So I'll make sure that my stuff will get shared into the gallery as well. No worries. Okay. So that you can kind of see it, you know, and in the media library, you're going to basically start seeing them with other stuff. Okay. All right. So that's the other question as well, right? Now, the other question as well that I want to answer as time goes on is, yeah, this is just the start, right? I mean, obviously, we have other updates planned as well with time as well. We want to focus on right now. The goal is, since we rolled out the update, we want to make sure that we focus on some edge cases or some things that you notice. So in those cases, you can just click on the support tab on the top right, and you're going to land on this page, and you can just let us know at support@videoexpress.ai, right? And let our team know. And of course, it goes without saying as well, you know, our Facebook group as well. You know, a lot of you folks are in our Facebook group as well. Do post your creations there so we can take a look. And what our goal is as well is, now that we got this into this and time goes on, we'll be running contests. So where people post their creations in our Facebook group, which is pwno.com/fb, the Facebook group there. As people keep posting their creations, we'll be having like a contest where we can reward the best video created and stuff like that as time goes on in the coming weeks. We just want to make sure that, you know, we want to have stuff we want in there, and also any things we notice, any edge cases, anything we notice that is off. Now that you started using it, we do that over the coming couple of weeks. After that, we'll run those contests and stuff so that we can kind of push you in the right direction and motivate you to kind of do the right kind of content and stuff like that. Okay. The other thing also is that we are working more and more in line with the integration stuff. So for example, if you go in here and then let's say, for example, you click narration video for any image, and let's say I put image, and then let's just pick any random image, really honestly. So let's say you see this, and then let's say this, and then reuse the same image, let's say, and then I do that, let's say, for example, right? And then you see where we have that like narration video. When you click on the narration video, basically, you're going to go into like the create video, you click on it. The integration happens with clone voice and text to speech voices and stuff like that. So that's how we kind of coordinate basically. So for instance, what I did is that I used in clone voice a voice that I liked for narrating this storyline. So for example, I'll show you. So lip sync HD video, narration video. Like this narration option, click create. You see where it says clone voice here. So what I did with the API integration, you can add that in. So what I did is I went into clone voice. I'll show you real quick. And I actually cloned one of the voices that I wanted to use as narration. So I'll show you this one. Let me pull that up here actually. So here, you see what I did is an old man scene, and I did it like a narration style clip. With that person, so that, you know, when that clip was playing, it effectively did it. So let me pull that up as well to show you the workflow, so you can kind of get an idea. So this is the audio that I generated, which was, if you go back here, using old angry pirate voice, okay, as you can see here. And it says, with the rise of modern day technologies, the ancient wisdom of watchmaking was slowly dying, blah, 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 right? And then what I did is I took this audio and I added that into that scene with the narration video of this gentleman here that I did effectively, where I use that same voice. You can even import the audio, by the way. It's up to you. You get both options. You can import this as well, right? So what I did is like I used that, and then I generated this with that pirate voice, which clone voice allows you to do, right? It goes beyond like these basic text-to-speech voices that come in with VideoExpress. So this is the kind of integrations that we are doing. So That's the narration video style, basically, right? That you can do. So let me actually show you that example if I can pull that up. It should be in my workflow here. Let me pull that up real quick. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, so it'll show up right here. You'll see. Yeah, so you're gonna pick the narration video and you're gonna upload that audio. So let's say, for example, I mean, in this case with Clone Voice, you can go get the API key here, right? And you can bring that up. So you can go to the dashboard and you can get the API key, sorry, like here. And you're gonna get the API key from the profile, right? Under the settings, right? You see this is the key. You're gonna take this key and then you're gonna basically paste it in here under the API keys, right? So that is how you're going to do the Clone Voice integration. Okay, so you're going to go in here and then as a Clone Voice customer, you can integrate that in, right? Obviously. So then you're going to come in and then where we go, the Clone Voice integration, you're basically going to go in and you're going to basically integrate the API like that. Okay, so that's basically under edit profile. You're going to come and you see my Clone Voice keys right here. I'm going to paste this and I'm going to click save. Okay. And then there, once you go into, let's say, any Clone Voice integration you want to do, and I have like designed voices, you're going to have those voices show up, like Angry Pirate Voice or whatever, right? Clone Voice, Public Gallery, Library Voice, Astral Navigator. You see this? All this stuff will come, right? That's how I used that voice that I showed you earlier, right? And it's going to give you a little bit like really cool looking effects effectively, right? From that effect. So let me show you this example. This is how I did the narration video, okay? So watch this. So yeah, this is the video. So let me just show you how the narration video looks like, and then you'll get an idea, okay? And I'll just kind of mute myself here. Video, and you're done. Let's see how that looks like.
With the rise of modern-day technologies, the ancient wisdom of watchmaking was slowly dying, and with it, extreme attention to detail and quality also died.
You see that? That's narration. That's basically where extreme attention to detail also died. So what I did there is like basically I used the Clone Voice application. I did the API integration like you saw. And then I went into this Old Mine Pirate voice. I took that, which is the voice here. Like you'll, like I'll show you one more time here. And let me play that here. You'll see it real quick here. Let me play this.
With the rise of modern-day technologies, the ancient wisdom of watchmaking was slowly dying, and with it, extreme attention to detail and quality also died.
Pretty straightforward, right? So you can do that through that integration as well, but I just want to show you the Clone Voice how I did this so that it gives that extra capability, right, for you to achieve some crazy things, which you cannot just do with normal text-to-speech, which is where the integrations we're working on. Again, with Artistly as well, that next update we have planned. It's going to come a few weeks from now after we sort out all this stuff from VideoExpress. That's the basic idea, all right? Now, so a couple of things real quick. Pay attention to the, if you will, the tutorials page. And if you want to know where do you get the Clone Voice application, if you're not a Clone Voice customer, you see that Pono.com, please get it there. You can see all our applications there and you can grab them. And the other thing also, you'll see VideoExpress there, you see Clone Voice there and all this other stuff. And that's how the integrations will work. Same thing with the APIs for Artistly. See, you're going to see this Clone Voice voices like here. So for example, if I go back, I'll show you, right? If you can go into voices, my voices, okay? So let's say public library voices, and you can add ones that you like, okay? So it's 20 voices that are doing, and you can export what you like, okay? That's the basic idea. So the public library, these are all the voice podcast hosts, this. You can use those. And then also you can go, let's say, for example, here, under the public library, you can add one. So my one was the pirate one I used, old pirate, whatever it was called. You see this pirate captain and all this ones. So I used one of these pirate, like the pirate voices, basically pirate adventurer, whatever. You can put this, and then you can go back to my voices, pirate adventurer. you can just click export voices, select this, and export selected. Yeah. And then once you do that, this voice will show up in your exported voices, and then it will show up now. If I refresh my VideoExpress tab here real quick, let me see here, and then you click on public library, it's going to appear under this list items right here. Okay, so it'll be under this. Okay, it'll take a few minutes to reflect here, but you see this pirate adventure. So that's how the integrations work. So now I can use the exact same thing to add narration and stuff like that as well, to get really good, basically value from your videos to make it more exciting and stuff like that, right? And it works specifically for narration because of, we want to make sure our system, which is more prompt-based, does better lip sync through the prompting style itself. So for specifically narration style videos, use that for sure, okay? And as time goes on, obviously, we'll do it in other ways and stuff to make it better. And also, you'll notice something cool here, which is the advanced mode. Even in the create from prompt, this one right here, advanced mode, you'll see basically here, if you select that, you'll see here, right? You can automatically enhance the prompt, or you can manually select the video length. You see, you can play around with it. Basically, if you do it this way, we make it 10 seconds that you can generate. But if you do it automatic, where you can do it where it can go a little bit longer, because we have an automated system that will automatically extend it or reduce it. Like if the speech is only like 8 seconds or whatever, it's going to be 8. If it's 12, it'll be 12, 11, whatever, right? So it's slightly more customizable there. What we found out though is that when, just because I believe with how AI and machine learning works right now, is that once you go beyond that 12-ish seconds and stuff, that's why VO and other platforms are now doing the same thing. It starts hallucinating quite a bit. So that's the sweet spot for the scenes. But hey, you can use consistent character and continue that sequence forward, right? And of course, watch the VideoExpress tutorials for the voice change to ensure the voice is similar throughout. This video makes it. And watch out for this page. I will be posting more videos here. What I wanted is some feedback to our support team from folks over the next couple of days, so I can do tutorials only based on your feedback, okay? Because rather it's not what I think is important, what you think is important, right? One of the questions that came is multilingual videos. We didn't have that here. I'll get to that tonight. I'll shoot how to create multilingual lip sync videos and stuff so that you can put that in here, stuff like that, because I want to do it based on your feedback, not what I think is the best way, right? Obviously. Now, I just want to end this here right now, because of course you can email our support team. And of course we have another training coming up next week as well. Two things, obviously, you can come into our, Facebook group, and, this is the group where you want to chime in and you can, interact with us and post your creations and stuff like that, of course. But I also wanted to mention here real quick is that because we are the last company still doing this stuff where we offer one-time payment without any credits, monthly fees, and priority queues and blah, 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 where you go into VideoExpress.ai, right? You go into this page, literally, let's do that right now, actually. You go into the main page, you come in here, right? You'll see two options, right? You have the basic and then all access account, right? And you come in here. This has been the price pretty much since we went live. So this price will go up a bit, but basically at the end of the day, if you get it now, obviously it's the lowest it's ever going to be. And the other thing is the updates were free, all these 3 version updates, right? Which is crazy. Not a lot of people, in fact, nobody does it anymore. Because of that, when I say, right, all our applications are here, do help us out, right? Support us a little bit. People always ask us, right, hey, do you donate? Should we donate money or whatever for you, whatever? No, we don't need it. The idea is that we run at very razor thin margins. So let's say 10 to 15% profit margin. Well, OpenAI or Anthropic or all these other companies might run at 150% margin. What does that mean exactly? 150% margin? How can it be more than 100? Well, the idea is that when you start creating more videos, right, like with this pricing, so what happens is, like, when you're doing the second video, third video, fourth video and stuff, they'll put you on that same server and you just have to wait longer, right? It's going to wait 30 minutes to generate the fourth video or something. Because of that, basically, effectively their profit margin is infinite, right? And that's why they're able to charge this, because nobody's questioning them right now. So the way you can help us out is just go to our website and just get any of our tools, and it'll be great. I hate asking to do so. I mean, they're all valuable. Like Clone Voice is the best. If you go into Clone Voice right now, I can tell you with assurance, you go to Instant and you clone your voice right now, and then you could create audio, and then you can actually go and boost Similarity V3, right, with your clone voices. Like this is my voice, right? Let's say you put this, you see boost Cinema 3. For my voice and some other unique voices out there, which may not be British English or whatever, this is the best. It beats 11 Labs and every other one. I know people get surprised when I say it. It's because of attention to detail, right? It's easy to build an application where it works really well with British voice, or it works really well, you know, for those folks from Latin America, right? It might Mexican Spanish, but not Argentinian Spanish. So, you know, for example, or Argentinians use the word shamame, meaning call me, right? Sha, right? And then Mexicans say llámame, right? And say Spain folks will say llámame. So sha, ya, ja, right? So you see that, right? Like 3 different ways of pronunciation. People don't have that attention to detail. We do, because we deal with customers all around the world and stuff. So when we do this kind of basic stuff, it's better than some of these bigger companies, because they try to solve it from like overall, hey, I will make the intelligence smarter. But what I believe is that's going to take forever, right? It could take years, especially if they automated their support with AI. It's never going to work. So when I say that, you know, you can go to our website here and you'll see all our applications. Well, actually, that's not supposed to be there. So I'll actually fix that page. But you can use like clonevoice.ai, right? You can go there. You can actually go to our main website. I think it should work. You can go to clonevoice.ai for Clone Voice. You can go to Artistic. You'll actually see when you log into the application, by the way, some of our applications. But I don't know why that Toner.com site is down. I'll fix that. I'll get that sorted right away. Okay. Anyway, so you go to Clone Voice to get Clone Voice application. You can go to Artistly to get Artistly application. This is the new update for Artistly coming up at artistly.ai. So I'll put that link up as well so you guys and gals can see it. So hey, see live, some things like you figure it out. Some like Artistly for artistly.ai. You can get Clone Voice. Obviously for VideoExpress, you go to VideoExpress.ai. Clone Voice, we recently did an update as well, by the way. And after this webinar, I'll fix that cloner.com as well. I don't know what's happening there. So yeah. Anyway, so you go to Clone Voice, clonevoice.ai, of course, artistly.ai. So these 2 tools you can definitely help us out with. There are other tools as well you'll find on that domain. After this, I'll fix it and get that sorted. But anyway, yeah. So basically, that is the basic idea to can help us out there. Of course, this is the update, and we're going to go more in depth on basically more detailed training as time goes on for VideoExpress. Because again, we want to get your feedback, so don't hesitate to let us know. And this tutorials page, keep checking it over the next few days, because I'll be adding more based on what my team tells me in the support desk, what people want to see us do tutorials on. Short tutorials, not like you don't have to be here for an hour, but also the other thing as well as like specific examples that you want me to cover and stuff like that, edge cases and stuff. We'll cover that in the tutorial section, of course. So let our support team know, don't hesitate to tell us anything you see. And as I mentioned again, I don't want to bring it up, but like you will see for everything you generate, right? Every video you generate, everything you generate, under the details, you'll see this ID. So please give that information to us for images, video, whatever, so we can troubleshoot things better for you, okay? When you talk to our support team, they'll be available over the weekend as well. We want to make sure, and these are really humans. We have not automated with AI, because just my personal philosophy is like, if somebody has an issue, it also helps improve the application. So human is better to be there, because most of the support issues, 90% of the time, are something that could be a bug that should be fixed, or something that is a feature addition that will fix, right? And if one person is having it, multiple people will have it. So if you just automate it where like the AI is like, try this, it'll work, and it's not working, it doesn't help the application be better, right? At the end of the day. So that's why you'll have people even on Saturdays and Sundays, we have folks working to help you basically, so that we can also improve the application. That's the goal. All right. So that's basically it. You know, I know there were some questions coming in. So after this live stream, please make sure to post it in the comment section on YouTube. I'll be happy to answer them after, just to keep it interesting enough that people can watch this whole thing. I don't want to go on for hours here and then people don't watch it, which a lot of effort goes into doing these training videos, right? These live streams and stuff. So you can go get Artistly, you can get Clone Voice at clonevoice.ai. You can, of course, we don't have VideoExpress, get VideoExpress.ai, right? Of course, right? So, and of course, email our support team at support@videoexpress.ai. And if you haven't already joined our Facebook group, join our Facebook group there. It's a huge community of almost 85,000 people now. So it's everybody helping each other. So it's really exciting there. So all in all, thank you so much. Watch out for my other training series. Watch out for the tutorial section. And in the Facebook group, by the way, I'll be posting more stuff. So if you go into the Facebook group here real quick, let me pull that up. Facebook, this is the group. So in here, basically, I'll be posting some more content, some questions people have and stuff as well. Okay. So make sure you join here as well, like I'm doing here, right? I feature all this stuff. Please make sure that you are here as well, because it's also sometimes you might learn collaboratively, right? As well. So do post your creations as you get it, but make sure, this is one of those few times I request you watch the tutorials, get an understanding, and watch this again on YouTube. That's why I have it on YouTube, this live stream, so that you can get a hang of it, because we changed the way we did the prompting, right? We changed the way we did a lot of the workflows. So worst case scenario, I mean, even if you don't have any time, literally go to the tutorials page and at least watch this. Okay, this 6-minute video that I made, 5 to 6 minutes, at least this, so that you understand how the new prompting structure works and stuff like that. At least this, okay, in the tutorials page, so that you can get a hang of it and then you can start using it. So it'll put you in the right direction, because the new update does a lot of cool things, yes, but the structure is slightly different. Okay, so that's it. Have a great day now around the world. Watch out for my other videos and content and prompting tricks and some other stuff I'll keep posting in the group. And also obviously email you. Some things I can't email, I'll post in the group. And some things I can only send via email, I'll do that. So watch out for those updates as well, okay? So thanks again. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you very, very soon.